everyone, I am Melinda Platt. I'm a 4th grade teacher in Central California. This is my 3rd year teaching, and I'm also a graduate student studying curriculum and instruction. Before I became a teacher, I worked in marketing for about 10 years and did a lot of visual design work, like social media, flyers, postcards, catalogs, magazines. Because of that background, I'm very branding focused, so when I started using Class Dojo and saw all the cute little monster characters, I immediately loved them. I really like the idea of using those characters in school announcements and class story posts, so everything felt more consistent and visually appealing. So that's how I got started creating story cards. Over time, I collected as many dojo-style character images as I could and saved them all in one file. I found a lot through the Class Dojo Facebook community from you guys, thank you, and also through the Mentor Hub, especially the Mojo collection. Having those images ready to go just makes everything so much easier when a need arises. And so I usually use a combination of Canva and ChatGPT, depending on how much time I have and what I need to create. If I'm short on time, which, let's be honest, that's a lot, or if I need something really specific, I'll head straight to ChatGPT, go to images, and I give it a very detailed prompt, and I'll kind of show you here what I do. Let me get to it here. So I'll go in and I'll ask it for something really specific, and if I don't love it the first time, I can always make some little tweaks and changes with it. So for instance, we studied the Middle Ages, and so knights were a big part of that, so I thought maybe it'd be cool to turn Mojo into a knight for our story card talking about our celebration at the end of the unit. So I asked it to specifically modify the attached character. I uploaded a picture of Mojo so that it is dressed as a knight from the Middle Ages riding a horse with a castle in the background. Super specific. This is what it gave me. You can probably see there's a few things that aren't quite right about it. Something about his armor looks a little weird. His legs coming out of a strange place. So those are things I could tweak later. But being specific is really important. And if I don't love what it creates the first time, I'll just ask it to make changes. So another one, I went ahead and I took a picture of him, put it in, said modify the attached character so he's dressed as a poet performing on a stage at a cafe. We're doing poetry right now, and we end with Poets Cafe, so I thought it'd be cool to help make the announcement to the families. So it popped out this image here, and it's cute, but I noticed there's like real humans in the background, and that doesn't really jive with the whole theme. So I went back and asked it to make the character in the audience similar to those attached, but to keep the same style. And so I gave it a picture of various characters. And then it popped this out, which is a lot better. So then what I would do from there is I would probably take that into Canva, add some text to it. But if I have a little more time, or if I want something a little more text heavy, ChatGPT is pretty terrible with text, in an image anyways, I just head straight to Canva. So I've made some story cards kind of like these, made this one for our fair to announce it to our families. We do art for it. Our spring concert, made that one. So you can see all these little different images I took and just added music notes, added curtains, added a stage. But I wanted to show you real quick how you can kind of do it. So I start with just a square. I'm just going to make a new one here. And you come to elements, and you can tell it what you want. So if I want a basketball court, say I'm going to announce basketball tryouts, then I can kind of search for something that the graphics kind of fit the same ones as Mojo and the other characters, so they don't look out of place when I add them in. So be like, okay, that one's kind of a cartoony one, like that one's not great. I could go ahead and switch. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it right now since I'm just showing you guys real quick. But so I'll pick one real quick, I'll put it in there, you can change the sizes and everything, and then I'll find some of my characters. I've uploaded a ton. I have a basketball one right here. So the problem with this is it has a background on it, and obviously we don't want that. So you can actually go up here to BG Remover, it'll remove the background. And see how there's still some stuff here? You can click it again, and then you can actually take a paintbrush and get rid of those extra things that you don't want. You can go through and do it with all of these if you wanted to. I'm not going to, just for time real quick. When you're done, then you can move it around however you want. Like, say if I don't want the teacher in there, we can just cut her out. But it just allows you to make some little changes. Then I could go in, click text. There's tons of text in here that you can just go ahead and use that's already created, which is pretty cool. But you can always just make your own too. But so I could click that. I can say that there are basketball games, say 3 p.m. Cool. You can move it around. You can change the colors on it. If those aren't your school colors, no big deal. But it's pretty cool. Change whatever you want. Add backgrounds. There's so many different elements and things you can do and add. When you're done, all you do is click share, download. PNG is usually the best one if you're just going to put it online. Your current page, and then hit download and it'll save it on the computer for you. So it's a lot of fun. If you don't already have a Canva account, I highly recommend it. You create one. It's free for K through 12 teachers to get the premium features in it without paying anything. And there's a lot you could do with it. I also have a link that shows how I use Canva in other ways in my classroom if anyone might be interested. I did record it for a class I was taking, so it's a little more geared towards doing a review of Canva, but it does show you a lot of really cool stuff it does in a short amount of time. So I have that linked here in on this QR code. If you want to reach out to me, my email address is at the bottom too. I'd be happy to walk you through anything. But it's a lot of fun. I hope you found something helpful in this, and hopefully we can keep sharing and adding stories to our collection so we can save each other a little time and get some cool visually appealing things for our dojo community. Thanks, you guys.